Hi, my name is Amy Weber. I am co founder of Speak, Learn, and Play in Brooklyn. I am also a child therapist and parent coach. This month, we are talking all about adventure. And today, I want to wrap up our adventure series by talking about family, the family adventure. This is zooming way out. We have talked about adventure as mindset. We've talked about micro adventures. We've talked about inner adventures, social adventures. But this is the biggest adventure of all, and that is your family. Every family is on its own adventure, full of detours, discoveries, plot twists, unexpected heroes, messy middle chapters, and so much heart and love. And here is the core message that I want you to hear today. You get to write your own map. You're not following someone else's, not measuring your family against someone else's story, writing your own story. And that matters because so much suffering in parenting comes from comparison, looking sideways, wondering if someone else has a cleaner map, a straighter path, fewer dragons. Spoiler alert, they do not. They just have different dragons and a different path. So, how do we shift comparison to celebration? Comparison sneaks into parenting so easily. Why is their child doing that already? Why does that family make that look so much easier? Why does our path feel so complicated? And comparison almost always steals perspective because it turns unique journeys into competitions. But families are not meant to be ranked. They're meant to be lived. I love helping parents shift from comparison to curiosity and then to celebration. Instead of, why aren't we there yet? Try, look how far we've come. Instead of, we're behind, try, we've built things others may never have to build. That takes a lot of patience, creativity, deep empathy, repair, resilience. All of that counts and it matters. Sometimes neurodivergent families develop extraordinary strengths precisely because the path they have taken has required adaptation. And that deserves a tremendous amount of celebration. Your family doesn't need a standard map, it needs an honest one. So, how can we make meaning from challenges? Every adventure has obstacles. That's what makes it a story. And I think one of the most powerful things families can do is make meaning from hard chapters, not romanticizing the struggle, not pretending that hard things are super easy, but asking, what has this taught us? How has this shaped us? What strengths have emerged here? Because meaning turns hardship into wisdom. We know how to come back. A hard school year can become, we learned how to advocate. A season of struggle can become, we discovered what really matters. All of that is story making. And humans need stories, kids especially, because the stories children absorb about family challenges often become their beliefs about themselves. I personally want kids carrying stories like, we figure things out in our family, we help each other, hard things happen, and we keep going. That's identity and that's legacy. How can you create family rituals of exploration, reflection, and joy? Adventure does not live in the big moments. It lives in ritual. It lives in the tiny, repeated things that say, this is who we are. And family rituals can hold adventure beautifully. Maybe you have a rose and thorn or a high and low at dinner. What was good? What was hard? Maybe Friday is a family adventure night, a mystery walk, a new dessert, trying a restaurant you've never been to before, a board game quest. Maybe you keep an adventure jar, little slips of paper with things to try together. Maybe you do what we learned this week at bedtime. All of these rituals do something powerful. They turn ordinary life into a shared story, and shared stories build belonging. And can I just say, joy counts as regulation, play counts as resilience. Fun is not extra, it's protective. Families need delight, not as a reward, but as nourishment. How can we keep the spirit of adventure alive in daily life? This is the heart of it all. Adventure is not a one-time theme. It can become a family stance, a way of meeting life, a spirit. And that spirit can sound like, let's be curious. Let's try again. What can we learn from this? What's possible here? That is all adventure. You don't need constant novelty. You just need openness, wonder, flexibility. And sometimes, honestly, adventure is very ordinary. Trying a new recipe, taking a different route home, laughing after a disastrous dinner, recovering after a rough day, saying, well, that was a plot twist. Very family adventure. Keeping that spirit alive often means noticing it, naming it, living it aloud. We're figuring this out. That was brave. That was a detour. That was a discovery. Kids absorb those stories and eventually tell them about themselves. And that matters. So, practical tips. A few ways to really bring this home. Make a family adventure map. Draw or journal your family's journey, challenges you've overcome, things you've learned, strengths discovered. Let kids tell the story. Start an adventure jar. Fill it with tiny adventures. Try something new. Do something silly. Help someone. Explore somewhere nearby. Instant magic. Third idea is to celebrate plot twist wins. Notice when your family adapts. Plans change, and we rolled with it. Hard day, and we repaired. That all deserves celebrating. My fourth thought is to create reflection rituals. Ask regularly, what are we learning? What are we proud of? What adventure are we in right now? Those kinds of questions are simple and really powerful. The last tip that I have is to protect joy on purpose. We don't want to just wait for joy to happen accidentally. We want to plan for delight. Tiny delights count. Actually, especially tiny delights count. So, in closing, I want to leave you with this. There is no perfect family map, only living maps, revised maps, loved in maps, and yours is being written every day in repairs, in laughter, in hard conversations, in small, brave moments, in the way your family keeps finding each other. That is the story. And it is more than enough because every family is on its own adventure. full of detours, discoveries, and heart. And you get to write your own map together. Thank you so much for being part of our adventure series this month, and we'll see you soon.